Good morning. Good morning. All right, guys. It is 23rd of the month. Man, time flies. And 9:25. So right before the open here, and these are the levels we need to hold to continue higher, and we're basically right at them. This day gets pretty clean if we just bid off the open. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. But from what is, there was Wednesday was really volatile, aggressive move higher, a dump, and then going into the afternoon, comments made at the WEF by Donnie sent the market higher. And since that, we've been inside this extension from that 2 o'clock high. We traded it at the close on Wednesday. And then our highs are basically that completed target. Our highs are that completed target. And once we've completed on Thursday, that same anchor new high came into play. We traded at 38 yesterday morning, and then again here overnight, and then we're right on this 38 percentages. And we do have that 50 below 25,518. There is a chance we wick down there and then move higher. But the bulls really don't want to see that loss. And really, from a structure perspective, holding this and immediately bidding is way better than checking that lower. But watch, if we check that lower and catch a bid, I don't know if I'd want to stick my neck out on it because we've spent so much time at this 38. It really just kind of depends on how it trades. But if it trades in the first 10 minutes and we're just ripping lower, I would avoid it and wait for confirmation. But let's assume we catch a bid off the open, guys. Our target is going to be 25,844. So I'm kind of under the bull camp here still, as long as we're holding these levels for the NASDAQ. And if we break and hold below 25,518, then we're just going to get deeper pullbacks, maybe to those options levels Perry mentioned in his video. Moving on to the ES, really the same setup here. You have that 2 o'clock anchor. We saw it trade at close. We completed targets yesterday at the open. Sold off from there, and then that same anchor new high, traded our 38, found our bid at 10 o'clock, overnight retest, opening of today is going to be right at that level, and your upside target is 68.86. So the untested 50 is 69.18, something you're going to want to see really break down if bears are going to win this, and if we can't, we're moving higher. And then really the Dow, I should have been a little more patient on this trade. I am long the YM, but the YM has come down into this traditional we traded on the Wednesday, completed all the way up into its negative 61, and then we have rotated down into a perfect touch of that next measured move here, 49,284. I was getting ahead of it this morning. But this continuation, the Dow's been, a little stronger here on the daily chart. I believe it's higher in its range than the other markets. But really, the Russell has been the stronger. So I want to take one look. I'm not trading the Russell, but I do want to just quickly take a look at it. If we can pull down into, we're at this same anchor new high in the Russell too. It's that same anchor that the ES and NQ are in. But we're at the 38 for the first test as opposed to the second test in the other markets. Something to watch for. And the last thing I'll go over here is copper, which I am also in a position. That's nat gas. What do I do? Nat gas is also trading great. I was long this last night, but got taken out on this sweep lower. And not at the desk to get back in. So copper, though, that was my trade yesterday that I kind of held all day. And we have retested this extension, this daily extension, one test, two tests. We've been selling off from highs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The magic number is 5. And then immediately bid off that level and seen a continuation here off of that. So we bid off that, going into yesterday morning, traditional 2 targets, overnight, traditional 2 targets, and then you've had that next measured move from that 4 a.m. low to high here. But looks like we're catching a bid off the open, at least in the NASDAQ for the first 5 minutes. So that's what I got. I'm going to be focused on these positions that I got in the YM and the NQ right now. Copper, I might actually just take off. My entry's not great. I'm up a bit. I'm going to give it the end of this bar. Let's see here. Okay. Alrighty then. There's another test of that YM. Instant bid, 49,284. That traditional 50 points already in like a few minutes. Add gas ripping. CL big move here today too. That was my end of day trade yesterday, but already up 3% here in CL. We don't hold here. Remember just those lower levels in the ES 6918 and 25,518. It's either these 38s or the 50s. Really no need to pay attention to anything else. We'll either have a bid there, or they'll bounce, or we'll just kind of chop around. So there's two levels to watch for the bulls in this NASDAQ. It's 25,570, call it, and 25,518. Nothing else really matters. We're on the 38s. YM at the full RTH halfway back. Still think it'll turn around. A little flush here. NASDAQ and ES, though, holding up at those 38s. Let's see. 9:45. That's usually the if we're gonna move 9:45, 9:55 for whatever reason. ESMQ holding though, holding those 38s. Held what we need to hold to go to the targets I talked about this morning. YM is this week, and unfortunately I'm long it, but I do think we'll flip. All right. Let's go ESNQ side by side. This YM is just it's just on its own market. Sheesh. Deeper pullbacks, but I still think it flips. But the ES and the NASDAQ, they're both holding that extension. There's no reason we're not going to complete these long targets at this point in time. If these lows hold, it's just a retest of an extension. So we shall see. But yeah, copper, man. Just metals in general. I don't even know why I'm trading the indexes. Just keep it easy, bro. YM's finally going to turn around. Anybody Anybody dealing with any crazy winter stuff yet? Here we go. Realize like my thing is off center. I don't know how to make it bigger. I guess I could do this. Just different screen sizes on the YouTube here. Nice, Willie. Well, freeze till all the rain is falling. That sounds bad. '54. I don't know where are you located. I forgot what the temperature is, but I'm afraid to go outside. I think it's like so. I'm targeting 25,700 here in the NQ, not because I don't think it'll go higher, but that's the 78% of the range, and I'm just trading the morning here, so it's a morning target. Those higher time frame targets, 25,844 in the NQ, and that could take all day. I'm going for a morning target here. I'm also, long copper, long YM after stopping out in the YM. So because I'm only trading the morning, I'm going to be taking things off here. I think it is. I think we have a low of negative 14 today, but it is a clear blue sky, so I'd love to go for a walk. Pump it up, pump the jam. Why you stumping? I don't wanna live today. It's Rudy on the floor tonight. Make my day. Make my day. All right, out on the NASDAQ. Out on everything. Just because I'm basically at my profit targets and I just need to trade the morning. I got something exciting I'm working on, and I gotta go do that. So good morning, everybody. In and out. Did exactly what we wanted it to do. If you traded the ES and the NQ were the better market selectors here today. They did kind of exactly what I want. I fidgeted around with the YM loser winner as opposed to just had I traded the ES and NQ would have been two winners, but winner in copper as well. That'll wrap it up for me. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you all on Monday.